bro, man, y'all know, boy, the college football season finna be crazy now. But
Yeah.
look, talk to me. So look, hey Charles. Oh, we got the you in the building. I know we got see you in the building. But look, hey Charles, tell me, who would you say is the most overrated team going into 2026?
Overrated team. Oh man. So like when every preseason, dog, like there's at least like a couple of teams or one team that enters the year that's ranked in the top 10 or the top 15, and that's based more on reputation, even more than production. So like, you know, what do I want to say? Give you, for example, like if I say Texas, the expectations are always high, replacing key contributors to their season, or every opponent circles Texas on their schedule, and they got a very tough schedule this year. The pressure of living up to a real big, lofty ranking or becoming a distraction, or a Notre Dame, for example, strong brand recognition. They boost like preseason expectations every year for them. Questions about consistency against elite competition remain. And Notre Dame got a like super easy schedule this year. Like nobody on there is really going to battle them besides Miami. But speaking of Miami, like what if you said Miami? They always got big recruiting. They recruit hugely, but you could say that wins and transfer portal additions create that excitement to them when they got that. They bring it in those 5 stars, and talent always has translated into championships. That always hasn't happened for Miami. So I don't know, like that when you say that, like my definition, period, point blank, for an overrated team is when the public expects a playoff contender, but the actual performance end up looking like more like an 8 or a 9-win team. Like that's what overrated team can be in my eyes. But I don't know. Like that
So
was a tough question for me. So that's how I wanted to bring it.
what's crazy is so Miami caught us straight, Notre Dame caught us straight, Texas caught us straight. DP, talk to me. Give me who do you feel is the most overrated coming into this season?
Shoot, first thing first, baby. Miami gonna be all right. We just came from the Natty, so we ain't winning that thing, but we got a couple of bowl ships. You feel me? In the process. But the most overrated team in my eyes, I feel like this team gonna be ranked pretty highly because what they did last season. But they ain't gonna be the same team as last season, and that's Texas A&M, man. I feel like they were good last year because they had a lot of weapons from the previous year. And they lost a lot. They lost Shamar Stewart. They lost Nick Scorton. They lost Shamar Turner. They lost Moose Muhammad. They lost Jaden Walker, BJ Miles, Trey Watson. They lost Solomon DeShields. They lost Jaden Hill. They lost Shane Callahan. They lost a lot of guys, man. They also got a tough schedule this upcoming season, too. They got to play Arizona State, LSU, Missouri, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Texas. And you never know what Kentucky and Arkansas might bring to the table. And they only had the 12th ranked portal class also. So I'm not sure what Texas A&M going to bring to the table this upcoming season, man. It might be ugly for them this year, and people might have a high expectation for them. They might let that high school recruiting class this year fool them on what's going to go on the field this upcoming season.
I mean,
I know the expectations in College Station gonna be through the roof. For me, I have to give you like Texas Tech. And I'm gonna just be quick. I cannot sit here and be high on this team after what we saw last year. Like whenever they went through their conference, bro, they beat everybody, I think by like 20, 24 points, like almost every game. And then you get to the playoffs and then you play a team like Oregon and you can't put one score on the board. So yeah, Texas Tech for me, they definitely, to me, they're coming into the season as the most overrated team because they probably going to be somewhere ranked in the top 10, top 12 or something like that. And I don't think they deserve that at all. Chubbs, you got something to say or you want to move on?
I mean, we talk about recruiting stars. Recruiting stars don't count on a scoreboard. Like execution does in college football. So that's just what I got to say.
Jimmys and the Joes. You need the Jimmys and the Joes. Why you think
say,
Colorado was looking like Colorado last year? You need the Jimmys and
Colorado
the Joes.
had Jimmys and Joes last year. They just didn't have the execution. Execution counts. execution and discipline counts on there. The best programs just don't recruit talent; they consistently develop and they win with it. That's what they do.
Yeah, but a lot of them programs, they got them top of echelon guys. But I feel you. I feel you. You right though. All that stuff is included. Can't deny that.
But I'll say this, all right. So look, kind of on the same note, on DP, which program do you feel like has the most pressure coming into 2026?
The most pressure. Um, I don't know if y'all got this team. Might be a little surprising, but I got USC, man. Yeah, man. Lincoln Riley is his 5th year. He the first season he won 11 games, but he ain't won double digits since then. And you got 0 playoff appearances. Offense should be good. They got quarterback Javen Miava, but defense, same old D, man. Same old Lincoln Riley, no defense, man. So maybe coach, the new DC Gary Patterson can add some flavor to that. But yeah, I got USC, man. USC, they under the most pressure, man. Lincoln Riley, can you do it? Mario Cristobal, y'all got hired around the same time, man. And Canes, they going up. USC, they kind of, they plateauing right now. They steady, but USC, they want to get back in the dance. You feel me? I'm pretty sure they want to be playing with the big boys in the playoffs.
I agree.
Charles, talk to me.
I agree. USC, I mean, look, USC, the resources that they get in the recruiting base, the national visibility, that's all going to create this big, enormous expectations for everybody that's out there. It's about time that they get something done. Come on, Lincoln Riley. You got the guys. You got Jaden Mavia again for another year. The 8-win season is not going to cut it for USC. For me, so I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But LSU, like the reason why, I mean, the elite recruiting, the spending $4 million for a left tackle. Yeah, I don't know how much money you spent on your quarterback on your roster, but you got Ed Algeron there now to help. You got Charlie Weiss there. You got come on now. You got Kiffin. So what we gonna do? What y'all gonna do? Y'all always say that they got elite recruiting down there. The fans is expecting a playoff appearance. They in the SEC, and you can't win just 10 wins a year. Probably ain't gonna work. Brian Kelly just got finished doing that. That didn't work for Brian Kelly. I don't think it's gonna work for Lane Kiffin there. Anything short of competing for a championship is not good enough for LSU fans. And what LSU fans is going to do. Another team I think is Oklahoma. Yeah, I think they might be there too. Now, expectations, same thing. That's high. I don't think nothing switches with Brent Venables and that defense that y'all bringing. Y'all bringing John Maintier back, another one. Now, at Oklahoma, rebuilding isn't something that's supposed to take years. Y'all supposed to have that done. They left the Big 12. Y'all did a decent job in the SEC. Get it done this year. Y'all got a lot of returning players on that defense. Got a veteran quarterback. Got Brent Venables. Got some defensive pieces, especially on that defensive line. It's time to get something done. I'm sure Oklahoma fans agree with me there too.
And
all right, so look, go ahead, DP.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something on top of Chubb point about LSU, man. They spent a lot of money in this transfer portal, and they got a lot of transfer guys on that team. So it could get dangerous. They better hope they don't got a lot of guys trying to play for themselves out there and playing for the team, because you got a 5-star that flipped to Miami, and he said when he came to Miami, it felt like home. So I don't know what that's saying about the LSU culture right now. There's a lot of guys there that got paid them big buckety bucks. But hey, if they're going to do it for the team or they're going to do it for I.
So look, I ain't pocket watching, but from what I'm hearing, they say them boys spent by 40 million. So listen, but I hear y'all on LSU. I hear you on USC. I hear you on Oklahoma. I hear y'all on all of that. But y'all forgot the number one team that has the most pressure, fam.
You want to hear it?
Texas Longhorns, baby. Sark got to get to it. Like Sark, number one team in the country last year, likely going to be a top 2, top 3 team this year. You bring back Arch for the second year as a starter, his 4th year in the program. Know what I'm saying? I think a lot of y'all forget about that. This is his 4th year in the program. Yeah. You bring back Wingo. You bring in a player like Cam Coleman. You still got Collins on that defense who going crazy. This is a team that is expected to be in the national championship. To me, anything less than a national title appearance is an injustice to college football, in my opinion, for Texas. You cannot have a team that is ranked within the top 3 2
Mhm.
years in a row, and then you don't like. I'll I'll even take it back a little bit. You got to at least go deep in the playoffs because last year y'all missed the playoff. You can't do that as a preseason. You know what I'm saying? Number one team. Like the
Mhm.
team that every man, it was so much hype around that team, bro. We all heard it. And then not even to mention, you talking about Arch is likely going to be a Heisman front runner again. So you can't have that type of talent on a team and then don't make it to, you know what I'm saying, the promised land,
Now,
which is the Natty. So nah, Texas got to get to it, bro.
now I will say this. I will say this to that. I just, you know what I mean? The reason why I didn't put Texas down is because of Texas schedule. If you've seen their schedule, they have probably the toughest schedule in the
That's what I
entire
was going to
country,
say. So that
right?
schedule
You know what I'm
tough this
saying?
year, baby.
Yes.
Huh? You
But
say
look,
what,
I
DP?
say that schedule tough this year, baby. I'm
Yeah,
trying
it
to tell
is.
you,
nah,
boy.
It is.
but I gotta say this to that, man. Like in college football, it's a privilege to have pressure. And Texas has earned the pressure,
They
right?
have.
They've earned this.
Yeah, I
They
can't argue
have
with
a
that.
roster that many people will consider probably the best roster. So I don't want to hear about the schedule. I'm sorry. Like, go win. That's
Facts.
what you're supposed to do, right?
Facts. Go win it all, baby.
They gotta turn it. They gotta turn around. But you ask me, hey, that's a big reason to have them and their expectations and putting them under the most pressure. Though I guess you could say that counts because they do got a tough schedule. They do got a lot of players that's on their team. But that may not translate. They supposed to have the number one recruit, the number one linebacker core in the country. So we'll see what happens.
I
One more
think
team
Chubbs
I
over
throw out
here
there
giving
also is
Texas a cop
Alabama,
out, man.
man. I feel like Kalen DeBoer, he under some pressure too, you feel me?
Mhm.
But
Yep,
even
yep,
though I
yep.
think he got an extension
Absolutely.
or something like that recently, or am I incorrect about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
But
they give
even
him an
so, if he go out there and they cannot run the ball, and right now they high school class, I think in the 50s right now. So I don't know what's going on with that. So if he go out there and can't run this football and do what he did the last few performances that we seen, it's gonna be ugly for him in Alabama.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Mhm.
look now, and then because I mean you brought up coaches, know what I'm saying? So let's talk about which new coach do you think is gonna have like the biggest impact this year?
I mean,
Kick us off. Chubbs.
I think when we talking about a head coach that can have the biggest impact, you got to think about things like a voice that can reset a locker room, a scheme changes that can maximize existing talent on a team, get the talent to perform at a high level, recruitment momentum often improves as soon as they get in the building. Like when them coaches arrive, better game management. Yeah, what have you seen from him? The records, the win records. What have they done? The transfer portal, all that. You put all of that into a coach, and that's what I did. Right? That's what I did. I'm not saying that's what you guys did, but that's what I did when I looked at the coach. And to me, I think Bob Chesney. I got to go with Bob Chesney
Mhm.
at UCLA. I think he will have the biggest impact on his team this year because I think he can do all of those things at UCLA. He's going to change the culture. He has been recruiting better. He did reset the locker room. I do think that he's gonna, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt to get Nico Lava, on track and on pace as being one of the better quarterbacks in the country. I do think that he's going to bring new culture. I do think that he's going to change up that offense and those defenses and systems and having them running at a high level. Bob Chesney is good at. I mean, you already see him bringing in guys like Jackson Roper from Colorado, 4-star offensive lineman, just grabbing guys like that. And I think he could be a 5-star early. Going in there. But that's just the way that they rank him. But and he's been recruiting his butt off. It's California, shouldn't be that tough to recruit, but so the momentum going in and recruiting, I think, is good. The energy around the program that Bob Chesney got there and brought his staff from James Madison University, I think that it's going to be great there, man. So yeah, I'm walking with Bob Chesney, UCLA, for the coach to have the biggest impact.
DP, talk to me. Who you got?
Hey, I like what Chubb said though, because
Yeah,
I
I
was
do
looking
too.
at him, when I was looking into some coaches, you feel me? That was a good pick what Chubb said. But I got I don't know how y'all feel about this one, man. You feel me? I might be on my lonesome with this one, but I kind of think James Franklin gonna have a big impact for Virginia Tech, man.
Mm.
He won 104 games at Penn State, had 6 straight 10-win seasons or more. He had the 27th ranked portal class this year and the 26th high school class. They also got a fair schedule. You feel me? They got 3 tough games: Miami, Clemson, SMU. But besides that, the schedule pretty manageable. And they run game might be pretty strong. They got a returning starter, Marcellus Hawkins. From last year, he had 749 rushing yards, 6.3 yards a carry. And they also got a transfer running back from the University of Louisiana, Bill Davis. He had 767 yards last year and 6 TDs, 4.9 yards per carry. So I can see them winning 8 to 9 games. You feel me? And I feel like that'll be a good year for your first time come a program that was pretty bad last season. Well, not bad, but mediocre per se.
Yeah.
But I feel like James Franklin could really elevate that program. And
They underachieved for sure. They underachieved for sure, DP. I get where you was going with that. They definitely were an underachieving program.
So I'm with you. I'm with both of y'all, man. I think those were phenomenal picks. I actually thought whenever Chubb started explaining his, I thought he was going to Matt Campbell. And then DP, you threw me for a total loop whenever you said James Franklin. I don't know why I kind of forgot. I think Coach Franklin's so good, man, that I forgot that like he a new coach at a new program. But I got Kyle Whittingham, man. I think with Michigan, bro, he's inheriting like a very young nucleus. That team is so young, bro. I think people forget, like, for them to go out and win what I think 9 games last year, and be so young, like it was almost like a freshman-led team. So I think that we already know what Coach Whittingham brings to the table. I think Michigan fits exactly what he want to do: run the ball, defense, hard nose, grind it out. So I just think Coach Whittingham is inheriting like a real good system that really like fits with what he does. And like we know what he do, man. This dude had Utah as the number 2 team in the country multiple times in the top 10, multiple, 10 plus win seasons. So to give him like a program like Michigan, what they bring to the table, you're not going to struggle for money. You're not going to struggle to recruit. You're not going to struggle in the portal. You always going to have, 100 plus thousand fans in the stands. So at the end of the day, yeah, I think Coach Whittingham, I think he'll make the biggest impact next year.
and pro,
Hey, get a lot more of those USAs up there.
Yeah, like bro, that relationship right there is like a match made in heaven. I feel like because the personalities fit. Michigan, they want to be that tough, hard-nosed, gritty team, and that's how Utah played. They played hard-nosed, gritty football. You got your athletic quarterback, so I know if you implement that similar system that you had at Utah to Michigan, it's gonna be gritty. And there's a lot of teams in the Big Ten that ain't gonna want to deal with that because they're gonna run the ball, and they're gonna play hard-nosed defense. And that was another coach I was looking at, but I'm like, I'm gonna try to go pivot to somebody I ain't expect. That's why I end up picking James Franklin because I was thinking about winning him also.
Nice.
No,
Well,
yeah,
I went with a program who wasn't winning, but I think when what we all could agree on with these coaches is that I'm saying that the biggest impact and with these coaches that we pick isn't always measured by how many games they're going to win this year. It's just sometimes we got to look at the changing of the recruiting, the fixing the locker room, establishing an identity that's going to be able to pay dividends for the future. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we all did a great job in picking those coaches. I honestly have no pushback on James Franklin or Kyle Whittingham and myself picking Bob Chesney because I think that they all can go there, build a culture. They're going to change the recruiting, and there's going to be an established identity within those programs in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Now I do want to say this, man, before we get up out of here, man. I'm about to throw a curveball at y'all real quick, and I want it to be real quick. Give me your 2026 college football hot take. Go ahead, Chubbs.
My 2026 college football hot take would be that, okay, so I think that the Pitt Panthers are going to finish in the top 5 in the ACC this year when they may be playing for the ACC championship. That's my hot take. It's crazy, but that's what it is.
Get
Yeah, he
to it.
shined the spotlight on me then, so I had to, go in my thinking cap, put my thinking cap on. So I'ma say this, man. I think Penn State gonna be garbage this year. I think Penn State
Ooh.
gonna be hot garbage this year. I think they overrated. I think you got a coach coming from the Big 12, going to big boy football, and gonna bring that little 3-3-5 defense to the Big 10. And
Mm.
they finna run up and through there, through there. They finna run up and through there. They finna run that ball on them boys. Penn State is not finna look the same, man. Then them boys go on the hall tail and go back to James Franklin.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Mhm.
give it to you like this, man. Coach Prime goes 8-4. Florida State goes 6-6. Mike Norvell is fired. Coach Prime in December is the new head coach of the Florida State Seminoles,
Oh.
and we got to get busy in Florida.
You got a Coach Prime ain't going nowhere, man.
Coach Prime at
That's
Florida
it.
State, man. Coach
Man,
Prime at
Yeah,
Florida State.
I don't
Eight
see that.
wins. Yeah, Florida State. He out of there.
now, now, I will say to the viewers, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, these preseason rankings are predictions. They are not accomplishments. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That I will say that, this is us looking at these, putting our heads together. And, I mean, but I want to ask them though, who do they think that the most overrated team in 2026? Which program do you think that's under the most pressure? Which head coach do you think that's going to have the biggest impact out there? I would ask y'all those questions. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't agree with us, or you do agree, which ones do you think? Which ones did we miss?
So definitely make sure y'all lock in with DP. Everybody information gonna be on the screen. Lock in with DP, lock in with Chubb, lock in with Coach Pro. Make sure y'all get that side channel media, man. Y'all know we out here doing great things. At the end of the day, hey, appreciate this fellas, man. Had a great
yes,
time.
sir.
And like Chubb said, man, y'all get in them comments and y'all let us know what's good. Like the video, share the video with your friend, man. Let us know if y'all want more of this, man, so that we can make it happen. So definitely until next time, peace.
Go Buffs.